Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome back.
Uh, I know why my internet's going out. We have got a thunderstorm outside like crazy. I
Oh,
lose my internet and I hear thunder popping loud. I don't know. I didn't even realize it was going to rain.
oh, oh, wow.
But anyway, if I come in, the show must go on.
Yeah, it will. Anyway, good to see you guys. Welcome, welcome to It's Me, Angie and Savior First, keeping it real. And I appreciate you guys coming in. Happy Sunday. And I hope you guys had
Happy
a
Sunday.
wonderful, wonderful morning, afternoon. And now we're in the evening. For some of you, it's still afternoon. So today is a totally different topic. It's something that was right on my heart when we got the news that we lost Robin, Real Creative Studio. And, you know, and last couple of days, um, I've been talking to Picky Nikki, and I've been telling her, oh yeah, Robin wouldn't want you to, you got to keep on moving. You got to do this. I don't think Robin will, she'll be smiling and say, hey, get on with it, get on with it. And yeah, she probably is smiling down on us and laughing and telling us to get on with it. But I thought about it that, you know what, it shouldn't push people to grieve differently, or grieve the way you think it's best for them to grieve. Everybody's got a different way of grieving, some people could grieve for a day, 2 days, for a week, months, years. People can grieve because of the closeness that they had. Now, some way, somehow, not all of us have had the opportunity to have that kind of relationship with Robin. My relationship with Robin was different. So does everybody else, and I can say the only reason mine was different from Pikiniki, Randa, Tania, and others was because I never had the opportunity to for her to be on my show. Even when she sent me a message and say, when are you gonna invite me on your show? And I was like, oh my gosh, you want to be on my show? You know, because I looked up to her like a celebrity. So it's like, oh my goodness. So she wants to be on my show, So I felt like, yeah, anytime, anytime. So uh unfortunately she scheduled with me a couple of times, and the couple of times she scheduled, she wasn't able to make it because other, things came up. So she wasn't able to make it, and I go through the messages. We message each other back and forth in Instagram, and I laugh, and then it touches me. And then I say, you know what? Some people didn't even get to have that one-on-one conversation with her at all, apart from hi in the chat and laugh. But I had that opportunity to have, for the last 2 years, have a one-on-one conversation with her, you know and like Picky Nikki and others, they've had the opportunity not only just to have a one-on-one conversation with her, but able to talk to her and see her, so I said to myself, yeah, everybody level of grieving is different. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, and talk about also advise people, because Tracy Kate, talked about trying to let people know, here is my number. If you're close to somebody, try to reach out, try to communicate with them, so that you don't go through not hearing from you. We don't know what's going on, and so we want also to be able to say, hey, here's my next of kin, just in case anything happens. We're not praying for something bad to happen, but just in case something happens, you say, okay, I can call somebody that know your family, and put your, in touch with your family. So those are the kind of stuff we are going to be talking about. And we want to hear from you guys. How do you guys do with grief? Because I know um we probably lost somebody dear to us. And how did you feel about it? How did you take it? Because let me tell you, the first time I really lost somebody that I love was my uncle, and I almost jumped through the window because I just felt hell to the no. There was no way this guy was dying or it was already dead. They had to hold me down because I was just like, no way. So there's a lot of people deal with grief differently. So we're gonna be asking a lot of questions. Okay, and if you have a question in the chat, put it in the chat as well. All right. So before we do, I'm just gonna say hello. So we got 12 people in the chat. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And if you hit the thumbs up, look at it as a light up. You're lighting a candle for Robin. So get that thumbs up. Let it be a candle that you are lighting up for Robin. All right. We got Pearl here. Mwah, mwah. Good to see you, Pearl. Welcome in. We got New England Cajun Root Reseller LLC. Good to see you. We got Little Debbie. Good to see you, little Debbie. Miss Annette. Mwah, mwah. Good to see you. Welcome in. We got Swamp Picker. Good to see you, Swamp Picker. Ashley Reed. Mwah, mwah. Welcome in. Choo. Thank you for coming in. Josie's Place. Good to see you, Miss Josie. Welcome in. Teresa. Good to see you. AZ Cat. Afternoon to you and welcome in. Good to see you guys. I appreciate you guys coming in. The Queen Bee. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good to see you, Queen. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, all right, all right. Let's see. Okay, let's see who else is here. I think I caught up. Yes, I caught up. All right. So let's see. I have made many videos on grieving. Okay, that's good. Anyone does grieving different way for sure. Yeah, that is so true. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna open the floor and let it's me, Angie. What do you think? What do you got to say about
Well,
what we're
first of
talking?
all, I'd like to say I too did not know Robin that well, but I have seen her on Nikki's channel, and she seemed like the most authentic person that you meet. You meet authentic people, and you automatically just know that they are if you are in tune with people.
Yeah.
There was nothing phony about her. She was who she was. She wanted to just help people and be there and be a part of a group of people. Like that's what most of us here on YouTube want, to be connected to a group of people, and she was, it seems like.
Yes.
And I also have grieved, and if you live long enough, there's going to be someone that's going to pass away that is very dear to you, and it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
My brother, when he passed away, I went into shock. I think that's God's way of giving you the ability to handle it without you passing away. You go into this shock of your whole body just shuts down a little bit and gets numb for protection. That's the way I look at it. But I was looking up earlier that there's 5 stages of grief, that they talk about, and you have to go through every one of them, and you're not going to skip one. You may think that you're going to skip one, but you're not. You may get stuck in one, but you're not going to skip it. And like you said, Ella, there's no time frame on someone grieving.
Yeah.
And for people to judge that angers me a lot, because everybody handles grief in a different way, especially depending on how close you were to the person or how you interacted with the person. But I'm glad we're having this subject today.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. Hi, Amethyst. Welcome in. Yeah. Lord have mercy.
The first one is denial. and then you go through anger, and then
Yeah.
you bargain, and then you get into this depression, and then you accept.
Yeah.
And there's no, and though they give you these five things, they don't put a time on it. So, you have to do it within what's capable for you are capable of doing.
Of doing, yeah. Um Talking about Robin, because you mentioned, her personality, and she was a kind woman. And although I was watching her years back, and I remember out of nowhere she sent me an email. She was like, um she sent me an she actually, before she sent me an email, she messaged me on Instagram. She said, "I sent you something, take a look at it." And I was like, okay. And the first time I ever got a message from her, she said, "Ella, I sent you something, take a look at it." So I went to my email and I looked at it. I clicked on the link and it opened this banner. And I was like, oh my goodness, she really got me. She put my logo that I already had in the center with like flames of purple, for my
She is real
channel.
talented,
Yes.
very
And
talented.
yeah, she did that for me. And I was like, oh my gosh, so that just really touched my heart. Like, this woman, she doesn't even know me, and she did that for me. That was just, you know, I was thanking her, like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I couldn't believe. I said, do I owe you any money? She said, no, you don't owe me anything. I was like, what? She
Oh,
didn't even know me, but she did this for me, so that was my first experience with chatting with her, you know. And when we're talking about grief, like I said, everybody's got the way that they grieve for somebody. And sometimes you say to yourself, okay, you think you've done enough crying, enough, and sometimes your body's telling you you haven't even started yet, or your body telling you no, you're still going through it. This is something that I found. It says, losing a friend can be painful and complicated, but it's important to allow yourself to grieve and heal. That is something I didn't even know about, that there's a healing process. I thought there was just the grieving process and then you move on. I did not know that there was a healing process as well. So it says you got to accept your feeling. Let yourself feel the emotions that come out with the loss, and be patient with yourself. That one is like, oh, so I don't need to rush over my feelings or how I'm feeling. No, it says that you're gonna have to accept your feelings, your emotions. Let yourself feel that emotion, let yourself grieve, that loss, and then just be patient with yourself. And then it says, take care of yourself. It's like, how you take care of yourself? That's one thing I didn't understand. And then I had to say, it says that you have to prioritize yourself and avoid unhealthy mourning. You can try by self-care activity, by spending time in nature, meditate. I said, oh, okay. Unhealthy mourning. So yeah, so it's like there's stuff you have to do as well to meditate, to help you through that grieving process as well. I didn't know that. And
and
then
if you
another,
have to take time for yourself and get away from people and not socialize as much, you just kind of explain to them, look, I need time to myself. And you heal, like Ella was saying, you take care of the healing process.
yeah. And also it says you have to take, where it says take care of yourself, you have to seek support. you know you have to find where you can get that support, and it can come with friends, family. Some people have to go to see a therapist because
And
they
that's
miss that
okay.
person so much, and they can't really just get over it. I mean, sometimes I remember I would just sit down and I would just be crying and crying and crying, you know and in my heart I just want the tears to stop, but it would not stop. you know it would not stop, and I didn't know how to handle it. So that's what it's saying, is like sometimes you gotta seek support, find a friend, that you can talk to, that can help you, or a family. And if you have to see a therapist, then go see one, you know.
Losing someone close to you changes who you are. I don't know if everybody has experienced this, but I am not the same. Every time I lose someone that is close to me, I become a little different than I was before that person passed away. I use it, I have my grieving time, and I still miss the person, but it still takes a part of me that I've realized, life is not as long as we think it is. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Little Debbie say many people get tattooed, and that's true. Some
Yes.
people have different ways on how they want to remember their loved ones that pass. So yeah, and some people get tattoos. I heard that one, and people wearing their ashes. There's like a little bottle or kind of stuff that they put a piece, the ash inside, and they wear it around their neck. I've you know heard about people doing that. So there's many things people can do as well. Well, what does a chat think? What
Yeah. What
has
has been
your
your
experience been
experiences
like?
with grief?
Yeah, what's your
Share with
experience?
us and let us know what experience you have with it.
And
And
yeah, and how
there's
were you
no
able
wrong
to
way.
handle it?
There's
Yeah.
no wrong way. I mean, like we said, everybody grieves different. Don't ever let somebody make you think that grieving the way you are is not the right way.
Yeah, every way is different. And some people say sometimes another way to help is by sharing memories. And we've been doing
Yes,
that.
talk about the person. Yes.
Yeah, we've been doing that with Robin. Everybody's been sharing, and then since she passed, everybody's been sharing their own memories, with everyone. And then on Friday, I think it's this Friday, on her channel, because she should, and Real Credit Studio, both channels are gonna be streaming live this Friday. And Tania, Aranda, which is Shadow Woman, they're gonna come up, and people are gonna come on and talk about their experience and share some memories. So that's another thing, is that you can talk about your feelings, open up about your grief, you know and also that can help you, and also share memories. So if you have memories, you can share that will help you as well. I know sometimes it could be really painful sharing memories, but it does help, because it just keep that person, I think, somewhat alive. you know find ways to remember them. That's another thing little Debbie was saying, trying to find ways to remember. People put a small ash and they wear it around their neck, or they do a tattoo. Another one I found that it could be helpful is write about your feelings. How you feeling. Write it down. If you don't want to talk to somebody about it, just get a journal and just write it down. That probably could
Right.
help you. you know Hi, Jessica, welcome in.
I
All
know
right.
when my brother in law passed away, my sister, we didn't really want to talk about my brother in law. We thought it would upset her. But in reality, she wanted to talk about him. She wanted us to talk about the good times that we had and memories. But we thought, well, we might not want to mention it around her because it might upset her more. So
Yeah.
you have to be in communication with the person that's going through the heart, the closest person to that person that's passed. So you'll know how to console them, how to embrace them, how to be there for them.
Yeah. Hi, Anna Marie, welcome in. All right. Cupid, Angel, welcome, welcome. It's Josie's place. She said, I've always said, to really love is to let go. You don't want love wants to suffer. Yeah, you don't want love wants to suffer. So yeah, you can let them go. And at the end of the day, you have to release them if it's gonna make you feel better in your grieving, and just remember the nice things that they've done, and that will help. I missed that somehow. Did she die? Yes, she did. She passed away. We found out on Wednesday. Okay. I like to remember how that person was, and I don't like to go to funerals. Oh, that's another thing. I don't like to go to funerals. When my uncle passed, we went to the funeral. As a family, we had to stand round. Actually, we went to the morgue. We followed my dad there, and we pushed open the door, and just to see what was going on in there. We were, I think then, how old was I then? You know, Whew, can't even remember. Probably if I was like maybe 18, 19, or 20, around that age. And another thing that really made it bad, it was like I probably wouldn't have been here. I don't know what condition I would have been, because he was involved in an accident. He came down, I saw him. He was like, hey, whenever he travels down, myself and my sister, we like to be around him, and we would like to go to his house with him. And he was like, hey, you guys gonna come over? And we were like, we already made plans. It was like the Christmas holiday. We already made plans to go see my mom, so we went. We spent the Christmas holiday with my mom, and nobody told us anything. And then we came back, and it was like, we got into the house, everybody in my dad's house. We were wondering, what are the people doing here, you know so I just went to my room to put stuff down, and then here comes my brother come into the room. He said, hey, uncle passed. He died in an accident. Oh my goodness, I was like crazy. I couldn't believe it. So Angie kind of like dropped out. She'll probably come back in. So I couldn't even believe it. I was like, what? So that was the first funeral I've ever been to. And after that funeral, I didn't want to go to anybody's funeral, because I just felt, to me, when I go to somebody's funeral, it just brings back memory of me losing my uncle. And I remember going to a wake for a friend's friend, and I had to leave because it was like I wasn't grieving. I don't know this person, but it just brought back memories of me losing my uncle. So I don't like to go to funerals, and since then I've never been to a funeral. That's a little years, over 20 years. I've never been to nobody's funeral until a friend of mine in church, a co-worker as well. We work in the same British government, and we also go to the same church. And she passed. Okay, she got up to get dressed to come to church, and that was it. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have to go to a funeral. How am I going to cope? How am I going to do this? So I did go to the funeral, but I stayed in the back. I didn't want, when everybody was lining up to go view her body, I didn't want to, because I wanted to remember her for how, she looked like. I didn't want to go look at what was there, because I just felt that, no, I didn't want to do that. So yeah, it was kind of hard to go to funerals. My sister made a charm with my mother's thumbprint on it. Oh, that's nice. Personally, I wouldn't wear it. Okay. Nice, nice. Some people like to do things like that. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome in. I have a tattoo in my mom's handwriting, says love mom. Oh, that is so nice, Cupid. Yes, and little Debbie said that earlier on. It's like there's so many ways you can remember somebody that passed. You can do tattoos, you can wear their ash, so many things you can do to remember people. All right. Hi, Keith and Rose. Welcome in. As I look back over the years, I miss all the amazing folks I've lost along the way. Guess my career as a wilderness guide wasn't for me. Oh my goodness. Yes, and no matter with what age we're in, we probably lost somebody that's a friend and or a relative in our life, and some people we are close to, and there's some people that we're not that close to. and we all grieve differently, for people. Like, I remember when my pastor and his only son, because he had, I think, had five girls and one boy. And years ago, they flew a plane, small plane, and the plane crashed. And he, luckily that day, the girls didn't go with him, so only the son went with him. So they both died, and the plane crashed. Okay. And I took that really hard. It's not like, I'm really close to him, but him passing away and being a leader of our church, it just really did touch me. And it took me a while for me to get over that. And I couldn't even go back to the church because for me, seeing somebody else standing on the pulpit preaching and it wasn't him, I just couldn't. I said, no, I got to look for another church. So I had to look for another church and go to. I just didn't go back to that church. And today, I still have the newspaper clippings of him and his son, okay, in my scrapbook. And that was like probably about 10 years ago now, plus. I still have it. Let's see. Dove into projects, photos, and music that reminds me of my sister when she passed. You're back. Dove into projects, photos, and music that reminds me of. Okay, when she passed in '09, long process of grieving. Yes, that's what I've come to learn, that people grieve differently. You can't put a timeline on when they have to grieve. Hello, welcome in. Good to see you, Huawei. I said I miss my granddad. We had second funeral next week. Oh my goodness. So sorry for your loss. So sorry.
Ella,
Yeah.
I want to say it in case I get lost again. I want to say this.
Mm.
I heard you say on your live, it may have been yesterday or sometime, don't put you in the ground. That may have been this morning.
Yes.
I feel the same way. Y'all here on YouTube, y'all make it, and I've made it known to my family. Do not do that.
Mm.
I want to be above, which we're not there anyway, but still, I don't know. I
Yeah.
used to not think that way, but now I've switched my thoughts on that. I've switched my
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah. Hi, Kim, Adaptive Retrospects. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you, thank you. I grew up in the reservation. I have been to many, many funerals, around 50. They never get easy. Oh my goodness, that is a lot, Keith, and that is a lot.
No, I
Hi,
was 20. I was 23 years old before I went to my first funeral, and that was my brother's funeral. And
Wow.
now that to me was waiting too long. I allowed my children to go to funerals when they were younger, but they didn't go in and view the body or anything. They just went to the wake, the funeral home where everybody was gathering, because
Yeah.
I think it devastated me at that age to never have done that, because my parent, when they would go to funerals when I was growing up, and I never knew what it was all about. Well, I wanted
Yeah.
my children to not get to an older age and not know anything about what was going to happen.
Yeah. Okay, so Miss Josie said, being a nurse, I've seen a lot of death and losing my daughter. So this is my question, though. You've seen a lot of death as being a nurse. My question, Miss Josie, is, even though you've seen that, from your profession, how do you feel? What's the difference, losing somebody? Like you said, you're losing your daughter. Your daughter is not even supposed to, we always say we want our children to bury. It's not the other way around for
Yeah,
a
we should go
parent to
first.
bury a child.
Yeah, we
A
should go
child,
first. Yeah.
yeah, the child should bury a parent, not a parent burying a child. So my question is that, even though I guess probably in your lifetime, apart from your daughter, there's other people that have passed. But being a nurse, how did that affect? Because you see people passing all the time in the hospital. So how did that kind of like, does that affect the way you
Does it
grieve?
make you numb?
Yeah. So how did
Does
that
it
make you feel?
how
Yeah.
does that make you just not really get that emotional about death?
Were you able to handle it? Were you able to handle it as well? I know it's kind of complicated how to put this question, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, and
Not
hopefully
that we're
you'll be
trying to compare one against the other,
the
but
other. No. Yeah.
just talking about death in general. How do you handle it when it comes in different situations?
Yeah, because being a nurse in the hospital
Oh,
and where you see that happen all the
no,
time,
I
it's
couldn't walk
like,
in on someone that no longer was breathing.
mm. I was
I
like,
wouldn't
how
want
do
to.
you react? Because that's the job you probably been caring. If you're the kind of nurse that people come in and you're caring for that person, and then a couple of days and then they pass, it's
Yeah,
like,
you
how do
have to
you
have
deal with
some
it?
sort of connection to that person.
Yeah,
Or can you separate that? That's a good thing.
yeah,
Can you
yeah.
separate that?
All right, so let's see. Having to I have to be below ground. My heritage and belief demands I go back to the earth when I'm done boring this vessel. I could understand it.
Yeah, I understand
But
that.
the thought of me being in the ground and stuff eating my flesh, and I don't think so. I just, you know what? I don't think so. And the only another reason is the expense for me. Because before, you if you come from where I come from, even though I was born and brought up in England, you know, and back in Nigeria, when somebody passed, they like when my dad passed, he had a house, so they had to bury him in his house. Okay, they got one room there, prepare it nicely, and dig a grave, and they did the ceremony, everything, and they buried him there because that's his house, that's his land, so they buried him on his land. Now, when you don't have that, and you're relying on the government and you have to pay to this, pay for that. I just thought about it, especially me being on my own. Now, if I was still married and my husband wants to do all that, that's fine. But it was like, don't put me in the ground, because that's the thought. My thought was like, I just don't want something eating on me to eat my flesh to rotten.
Well, see, our
So
brain cannot comprehend the fact that we're not there. Like you're
yes.
saying, you're afraid that someone's going to be eating you. You're
Mm,
not there. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
I,
But
I
now
I'm just
that
I
you're
know my
alive,
I know yeah, I know my spirit my is not in my flesh,
right?
but for my flesh to be eaten by something when I don't even let it be eaten when I'm alive.
Yeah, I get where I get what you're talking about. I really do.
I just don't want it. I think it's better for cremation to have your loved ones with you. And you know what? For me, I don't want nobody to be keeping my ashes. If you want to keep, that's fair enough. But for me, it's like, don't put me in the ground. Whatever you want to do, just fry me up, burn me up, make sure I'm grounded to ash. Go dump me. I don't care if you flush me down the toilet. Just don't put me in the ground. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Just don't put me in the ground. And yes, I could understand, Keith, and that is understandable because that is your tradition and you want to stick to tradition. um, but yeah, it's not part of yeah. No, I broke away from that. Don't put me in the ground. My mom had a closed casket, so I don't feel I had closure. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, it is horrible to lose a child. It is. All right, she's gone again. All right, let's see. Josie say you always have to be professional. Yes, I get that. But you do feel sad, but being in the Lord's and but being in the Lord Jesus, and that's life goes on. Yeah, that goes one, and then helps how you handle debt. That's true. It helps as well. Prayer is another good thing. So it's like when you can be in that situation, and you'll be thinking, huh, you don't really care, you don't want to pray about it. Don't you feel that, why, Lord? Why does this have to happen? Because we're all human beings, no matter how big or how deep we are in our Christianity. We're all human beings. At the end of the day, when we lose loved ones, it's like, why? I don't get it. Why? you know I don't get it. That's the question we ask the Lord. It's, why does it have to happen? you know so I think after a while you get it, and just say, you know what, I just thank you, because I know this person has gone on to be in a better place, especially if the person has been sick for a while. And you want to say, at least they're no longer in pain. So that is another, it's understandable that they're no longer, especially if somebody's been sick and they've been suffering. The best way, they just want to go. They don't want to stay on earth to continue to suffer. So the best thing for them is like, Lord, please take me now. I just want to leave. So I can understand that. The worst loss you can have is losing a child. Yes, losing a child. And that is the worst. No toilet. He said toilet. No. We can put Scarlett in charge of taking care of Ella's ashes, I guess. Well, Scarlett is in the toilet. I mean, yeah, I just feel that I don't want to be put in the ground. That's how I feel. I just don't want to be put in the ground. I just feel that I don't want to waste no money. I don't want to belong to the state or nobody. Just go ahead. You can still remember the person. You can still remember me. You can still gather and say whatever you want to say, but not where I'm lying in a coffin and then put me in the ground and shove dirt on top of me. It's just never been my kind of thing at all. So I always tell I've told my husband about that, just in case they call him and say, yeah. And I told my sister, anybody that I know, my friends, I keep telling them I don't want to be put in the ground. So that's about it. Well, the plumbing goes under the ground, so toilet is out. But it's just ashes. That's it. So anywhere you want to put it, you can put it. But I just feel that just to put the flesh, it's gonna take time for it to just no. So no way, no way. So if you guys have any other questions about grieving, how you think you're gonna deal with it, you can put it in the chat and we can talk about it. Hopefully, Angie can come back on again. Please pray for her. She's having really bad thunderstorm where she is. So it's taking internet out. So if she's out, it'll probably take a while for her to log back in. She said, I'm in the chat. Okay. You can talk from the chat. Yeah, being taken back to where you were born. Yeah. It doesn't really matter, at all. But that is what we wanted to talk about today. It's like, when you lose somebody, how do you grieve? And not to tell somebody to like, hey, there's no timeline in grieving at all. There is no timeline. You can grieve as much as you want to grieve. Oh, it's thunder and lightning a lot here right now. Oh, be safe. It's me, Angie. Oh my gosh. So it's yeah, it's kind of a lot. It's a lot. I think she's back. It's yeah.
Oh, I
Welcome
was
back.
listening to what you were saying, and my thing, when we lose someone, that's when and I don't know if everybody's like this. That you may be, you may not. That is what brings our attention to uh, how non how less control we are within what happens. We're not in control of what we think we're in control of, because
Mhm.
you can instantly go in a matter of just like in minutes, hours, days. You never know when that silent clock is ticking. don't like to think about that. I mean,
Mm,
really, we don't. Well, who does? But
yeah.
when
Right,
someone
Jessica?
passes away, we think about it more.
Yeah, if you it will help you. Both of my channels have grieving videos. I also did a lot on research and created this video. Yeah, that would be a nice thing to
Yes,
watch.
she does have some good videos about grief. She does.
Yeah, and if you can drop the link to some of those videos, that would be great as well. Yeah, because like I said, losing Robin, and Robin being so like really popular in the YouTube world, losing her was like devastating, really, really devastating to everybody that knew her. And if you didn't really know her that well, but you've seen her and the little clips you've seen of her, you were like, oh, so it's like, check out her videos. She had a whole lot of tons of videos from auctions, the marathon auctions she did, and videos she did with other people. Oh my goodness, she was just fun. And sometimes you tune in and they're laughing right away. You don't even know why they're laughing. And before you know it, you're going to be finding yourself laughing because they're laughing,
I
you
think
know?
she would want people to, I know it's hard, but I
Yeah.
think she would want people to laugh. And when I pass away, I tell my family, I'm like, she talks to her family about when she passes away. I do. And I want them, I know they're going to be sad, but I want them to think of the good times that we had and the memories that we made, not the sad fact that they're never going to see me, which they'll see me again one day,
Yeah.
but not, hopefully not soon, because I want them
Mhm.
to live a long time.
Yeah.
But I'm with, talk about it. It's okay to talk about it.
Yeah. I think talking about her right now, that's another way to keep her memory alive.
Right.
you know that's
Exactly.
to keep her memory alive. Yeah, Keithan, we found out on Wednesday that she passed. So we don't know, we don't have the information on what happened. We just found out, we just got the news that she passed away. So that's all we know. We don't know any more of it. So I know she wasn't feeling too well. A lot of people noticed it on Saturday when she was on live with Picky Nikki. A few people noticed it. But that's about it, because we know that she wasn't 100%. She wasn't feeling better, because she was supposed to be on with Picky Nikki the Saturday before, and she couldn't make it because she wasn't feeling well. And then the following Saturday, she came on, even though she wasn't feeling 100%, she still managed to do the auction. And then Wednesday, we found out that, she passed.
And I'll say this too. I'm conscious of not always going to be here forever. And
Yeah.
that's why I tell my family, I love you. When I see my children, and I hug them, I hug my
Mm,
grandchildren. We have to be conscious of that to a certain extent to know, is this the last time that we're going to see each other? When they walk out the door, we tell each other that we love each other.
yeah.
And you don't want to have a regret that you didn't do something that in your heart you wished you had done. But don't beat yourself up over that if that happens. I
Yeah.
want to say that. Don't beat yourself up over not doing what you thought you should do before this person passes away.
Yeah. And hi, Polly. Good to see you. Welcome in. So Josie Space is dropping some of those links. So click on those links and watch those. You can bookmark it for later on if you don't feel like watching it right now. And also the important thing that was raised, because I know that when that Wednesday, myself and Pikiniki, we talked about it from the morning, afternoon till we got the news. And she lived alone, okay, just like I live on my own. And another this important thing that Tracy K brought up. And, and since then we've been talking about it. It's like you got to let somebody know if you're living on your own. Let somebody know that you are living on your own. If you feel you can give them a number so that they can keep in touch, give them your number, so that if anything happens, if they try to get hold of you and they can't get hold of you, they can get hold of your next of kin. You know, if you feel you got to be secure in yourself to be able to
Or if
give.
you have a neighbor that lives
Yeah,
next to you that can go over there and check on you and say, "Oh, I went over there and I can't get anybody to come to the door. I know they're in there, but," and that neighbor can let someone know, and then they can get in touch with someone.
yeah. So that's another thing is sharing your information with somebody like, like I said, Pikiniki, she has my information. So if she tries to text me and she know I don't respond back within 24 hours, because that's what I told her, unless something happens, like, look, if I don't respond back to you, because that is our level of communication. Because she will say, she will text me if she don't hear from me for about a couple of hours. She will text me. She said, "Are you alive over there?" And
Oh,
I was,
she's gonna come looking for you, Alan. She is coming.
she,
She is
she she
gonna
would
be
text
coming to
me.
look for you. I
Yeah,
can guarantee you.
yeah.
We all are. But
Yeah, I
she's
know
gonna be the
because she
main
would text
one.
me. She would say, "Are you alive?" And I know, oh, like I'm like, okay, I have kept it long. I need to text her back, let her know. So I would text her back immediately. I was like, "Yes, I'm alive. I'm good." And she's like, "Okay, I'm just checking." So I know that with Pikiniki, I can say, "Hey, here is my number." Here, I mean, she got my number already. Here's my sister. My sister doesn't know her, you know, but and she doesn't know my sister, but I'm saying, here, just in case, here is my sister's number. Here is, I live in the apartment office, here is their number. Have it. I did screenshot and I sent it to her. I said, I know I sent you this before, but in the wake of what happened with Robin, I had to send it to her again. I'm like, here it is, just in case. So if you have people, if you're living alone, okay, and you have people that they don't have to be on YouTube. If you have a very good friend of yours that you guys always talk, say to them, hey, I'm not trying to scare you, but guess what? If something happens to me and you can't get hold of me, I want you to reach out to my next of kin, my sister, my brother, my friend, whoever can come to the house, so that the police don't, start thinking about how they're going to get hold of somebody that know you. We don't want that. So please find somebody to give that information to them so they can like hold on and check on you when they can't get hold of you. If they can't check on you, they can get somebody to come through the door to see if you're here or not. I do that even on my I took a lift. I called for a lift to take me to Goodwill. So when the guy was driving recklessly, was driving recklessly. So I got on my phone and I put my security thing on, and I tagged Pikiniki in it and I tagged my ex-husband in it. Okay. I tagged both of them in it because the guy, I was like, okay, we're about to die. Nobody knows where I am. So I did that just in case we get in an accident. And then I had to tell the guy, I said, I'm not in a hurry, to
In other
get to
words,
where
slow
I'm
down.
going. I said,
Yeah.
I'm not in a hurry. I'd rather be late than be the late. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd rather be late than be the late. Because he was driving recklessly. And I don't understand. I gave him a freaking 1 star and said this guy was driving recklessly. Now, guess what? When I did that, I didn't get nobody, I didn't get a response back to find out, like, are you okay? And I was mad at my ex. I wasn't mad at Pikiniki, but I was mad at my ex because for him, fair enough, he got the notification. He could have called me to say, it says that she's in a lift, something's going on, call to find out, did you get to your destination or were you okay? Is everything? He didn't. And then I called him and I was like, so did you get the notification from Lyft? He said, yes. And I said, so you didn't even call to check if I was okay? Oh, I didn't think anything of it. I said, really? I said, okay, if that's how you feel, that's fine. You know, and he said that, he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't think it was anything. I said, yeah, there was. Because if I didn't think my life was in danger, I wouldn't put you there as my next of kin on it, for you to call. So it's like he didn't take it seriously. Now when I take a Uber, I mean a Lyft, he gets the notification. Quickly he's calling me, are you okay? Did you get to where you're going? So that's the what he did. All right. So yeah, try to provide people with your information. Hi, Claudette. Welcome in. LL Stash. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. Let's see what I have here. Polly said, I lost plenty much. My whole family to cancer. My dad years ago at 56. Then my aunt, she was 41. Oh my goodness. And then your mother in February, and she was 72. I'm so sorry, Polly. That's a lot of family to lose. Oh my goodness. Pam, good to see you, Pam. The Lord only promised us today. Tomorrow is a gift that we hope we receive. So true, so true. AZ Cat said she made her mark on so many, and that is true. She did. Whether you had the opportunity to talk to her, or she texts you, or you just in the live. I mean, when you're there, she had this bubbly spirit and just makes you laugh. Yeah, she was a part of everybody, and. I keep a file folder literally pinned to the wall near my bed. The huge letter across says, when I die. With all the information, codes, account, important people. That is good, little Debbie. I think I need to do that. I need to do that. Yeah. I used to have a list, and mine was a contact list. Had everybody that needed to contact. Like if anything happens to me, it would be like my husband, my sister, my brother, and my friend. I used to tell my friend in Maryland, that was how my list was. Like, these are the people you need to contact. Oh my goodness. That is a good list, Debbie. That is a good list. Hi, LL Stash. Hi, Ella. I got your package the other day that Victoria brought me. It had me laughing. I'm glad you laughed, LL Stash. I'm glad you did. All right. Hi, Claudette. Good to see you. They have a free app also. It's called Snug or whatever. Safety. You scheduled a check-in. Oh, I never knew that. In every day, and if you don't check in, they text your contact to tell them to check on you. Wow, that is a good one. That is a good one. Nice. So, guys, if you don't know, you gotta check that app out. Yeah, I guess people will do put anything on the app right now, so that's cool. So yeah, check it out. I have a lock box on my door, and important people have the code. That's true. For me, I got a security, so I don't really care. But I feel that if anything happened to me, if they open the door, they're definitely gonna break my door to come in. Because once I turn the light off in my living room and I go to my bedroom, I put a lock on. Even though I have alarm here, I still put a lock on for some reason. I don't know, but I do it, sort of. So if anybody's gonna come in, they're not gonna be able to get a lock. So they have to break down the door just to get through the bedroom. That's for me. I have an emergency. I dropped my they were right before I got in here and to go buy another one. There are also slots in all new phones for this information. It's an emergency contact area in case you have no next of kin. That's true. and people have to look at your phone. And but sometimes that could take a while, especially like my phone. I have a code. So if the police have your phone, they're gonna have to take it. It's gonna take time for them to plug in and get somebody to unlock your code for you. So my phone is always locked. So you gotta have to put password to get into my phone. So yeah. So but people do that. All right, Victoria already had the cops showed up at my house checking in on me. Victoria will be doing that for sure. Not a real emergency. Just I can't be without my vape. I don't want to smoke again. I quit 10 years ago. And that's good. A lot of people don't, are not into smoking, so they use the vape. So, yeah. I'm just going to stay in the chat. So I want to continue to keep going in and out. You can come in, it doesn't really matter. If you're going in and out, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna end the show soon. Okay, yeah, but can people get to your information on the phone when you have screen lock? That's what I was saying. That is a problem too, because my screen is locked, so you can't really get into it. That's gonna take a while. So if you have your information pinned, like little Debbie said, and they can say, oh, in case of emergency, I'm going to write one now, and have that pinned down on and put that somewhere, because that is so true. By the time they're going to take your phone to go get it, unlocked and whatever, guess what? If you had that information pinned, they're going to pick it up, call the number straight away. It's not going to take a long time. All right, Miss Josie dropped another link again, so make sure you watch that. Emergency providers do not need a password. They get access through your provider. Okay, my wife works for a call center. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, I didn't hear from. Okay, that's personal. All right. Ella, just wanted to let you know I got your package, and Victoria. Yes, good. I got it. And I have checked in on you. Yeah, you got to check in on people. You got their information, checked on each other. All right, let's see. Give me your phone number and I'll call you and check on you. Don't worry. Pikiniki has my number. Victoria has my number. There's a few people that have my number right now. So, yeah. My kids have a safe word. If they were not home when they were supposed to be and I call, oh, that's good. That safe word thing, that is so good. I always used to say, you know what, if I was out and about and I will have, like, myself and my husband will have a safe word just in case something happened and I picked up the phone and I had to say something, and then he will know that, yeah, I'm in trouble. Yeah, that's a good thing to have, like a safe word, so when you make a sentence and you put it in, they know that, yeah, something is going on. All right, James is here until he leaves for work in a few hours, and then Taylor is coming in. All right. Yes, I have my emergency names and meds, and I take in. Okay, cool. All right, girl, welcome back.
Okay, I'm back.
I have everything written down for my wish when I pass away. Yeah, it's good to write stuff down. I've never had the opportunity to write stuff down. I only have written down my contact information, but I think I still have to write it down. I have to sign it. Whether I take it to be notarized or not, it doesn't really matter. It's my last wish. I'm signing it. My signature is on it. This is what I want, and hopefully people listen and do it.
The only thing I don't have is what do they call it? Like you
A
don't
living
want to
will.
be put on machines or anything. A D
Oh, yeah.
DNR or something like that. But
Do
I've
not
already told
resuscitate.
James.
Do not
I said,
resuscitate.
James, don't put me on a lot of machines and leave me there for people to come in and my children have to see me like that. Don't do that to me. And don't you dare take a picture and let anybody take pictures of me in that state. I will come back and haunt all y'all.
I'll hunt you all down.
Do not do that. Please just
Yeah,
let me go. Just let me go. I know that it'd be hard. It would be hard for me to do that with James. But,
yeah,
you don't want the person to suffer. I would not.
that's true. I wouldn't want the person to suffer. I wouldn't, wish that on anybody. So it's like, yeah, if you have to pull the plug, pray about it. If that's the person's wish, just honor their wish, and yeah, pull the plug if you have to do that. Um
If you happen to choke on water or a small bit of food, no one can save you. That's terrible to watch, in my opinion.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't have. I don't have that. I'm depending on James to make that decision, which they say the people that I've talked to that's had to make that decision on pulling a plug on someone, they say that is very, very difficult to do.
Yeah, it's very hard. So it's something that you have to make sure you put in writing, you know, um, so that when the doctors or whatever have that, they have to go by that. I mean, imagine trying to bring you back to life. Imagine somebody tell you, "Oh, well, this person is just going to be a vegetable."
Oh
Would you
no,
would you want to let that person just come back to life and suffer, or would
no.
you just like, okay,
Mm-mm.
let that person just go?
James's mother went in for a routine gallbladder removal, and she did not have. She had a DNR, do not resuscitate. She was in her 70s, and she had went through the surgery fine, and they went to set her up after the surgery, I guess, to breathe or whatever, because she had a COPD or whatever it is. And when they did, she went into cardiac arrest. Well, they didn't try to resuscitate her because she had the DNR,
Hmm.
and so she, of course, passed away. But maybe they could have saved her had she not had that, with just her, being set up on the bed. I mean, I don't know.
Hmm.
You never know, But I'm a
Yeah.
firm believer, when it's your time, it's your time, and a lot of people do not believe that, and I'm
Hmm.
fine with that. I'm fine with it.
All right. If anybody do not have any more questions or anything to share with us, we just want to say, well,
Always
thank
reach out
you.
to people
Yeah.
in your community here on YouTube if you don't have anyone. I know Ellis went over and over this again. We do care about our community. We do want everyone to know that it's okay to reach out to others and give us your information. So don't be afraid to do that, because we want to make sure that if anything happens, you are taken care of and respected, and dealt and honored in the way that you're supposed to within your passing.
Yeah. That's important. It's like it don't have to be YouTube family. It could just be,
No, it doesn't.
we've seen like there's sometimes there's a people that come to the auctions or come to our lives and we don't see them anymore. We don't even know what happened. And maybe because they don't talk about the YouTube community enough, that when they pass, nobody knows what happened to them. So we don't hear anything. We just like, oh, this person no longer comes to the auction. I know there's a lot of people that don't come to my auction that I send emails to some of them. I don't really get a reply. Some of them I used to get a reply back and say, oh, I'm okay. I just took a break from YouTube. And some of them I don't even get a response back. And, my prayer is that I hope nothing is wrong and I hope everything is right. I know there's a few months past was Shirley. Okay, she was coming to the reseller community and then she started going to the coin community. And this is why when we do the raid, I always love to do the raid. Go raid this channel, and that's how you see other channel. And I guess, she came across the coin community with one of these raids, and she stayed in the coin community, and she was buying coins a lot, and she became close to the people there that she was buying stuff from. And I remember when she wasn't well, I remember her last stuff she bought from me for me to send to her daughter, you know. And I remember in the coin community, she used to go, was Jeff used to go, she go to other coin community, but she used to go to Jeff's a lot. And and Jeff is the kind of person too, when he doesn't see people in coming to his life, he likes to like find out, hope they're okay, and he emails them and say, I hope you're okay, I'm just checking on you. And he hasn't seen, and I know she told us that she wasn't feeling okay, and that she was in the hospital, she was going to get discharged. I remember saying, Ella, could you hold my stuff, and don't send it out, I will pay for it, don't send it out till when I leave the hospital, and then you can send it. She did that also in the coin community. She did that with Jeff. And after a while, she was back home, and I was able to send her stuff and things like that. And then after a while, we didn't see her. Then I remember Jeff was always saying, oh, I don't see Sherry, I haven't seen her in a while. And so I sent her an email, and guess what? Her daughter, must have found it and read the emails, and then email Jeff back and say, oh, Sherry passed. That was the only way we knew her, because the daughter was able to, reply back to Jeff, because Jeff was always saying, hi, Miss Sherry, I hope you're well. I hope you're well. Now, if he didn't do that consistently, we probably wouldn't have known what have happened, So that's another thing, is that if you're really good, you're well known in the YouTube community, let your family know, so that just in case anything happened to you, you will want them to share that. Let the YouTube family know that, hey, just in case something happens to me, please let the YouTube community know. I will want them to know if anything happens to me. I want them to know. So yeah, share that with somebody, so that they will be able to say, okay, I want to let the YouTube community know, because she or he was always coming to your chat, so I'm just letting you guys know they pass, and then we will all know. Okay. Hi, Cool Ranch, welcome in. Yeah, it is. We certainly do love each other very deeply and genuinely. Yes. Letting everyone know Victoria just landed in Texas. Woohoo! All right. If you all ever wonder where I'm at and I'm not able to respond, you can contact Scooter, the Buddha Chick, or Timeless Juice by Deborah. They all know my husband's phone number. You see? Hi, Mary. Good to see you, Mary. Sherry, yeah, wasn't that her name? Yes, that was Sherry. That was her. Yeah, she passed away a few months ago, and finally, because Jeff was always sending emails, finally her daughter read the emails and was able to reply to Jeff and let Jeff know that, yeah, she passed. And then we started saying, because she bought a few things in that last minute, was like, okay, if Sherry bought stuff from you, please send it. Her daughter will receive the items, because she always paid for her stuff. She always paid for her stuff. Yeah, Miss Nessa, we miss her dearly. Yeah, she was good, very good. All right. I have got to show James how to get on YouTube in case something serious ever happened to me. Yeah, because if you don't share it and people are wondering, they're just like, imagine, look at what happened to Robin. And as soon as we were able to find out what happened, they were able to share the news. As soon as I was told, I was able to share the news with a few people. I shared the news with Johnny straight away, and few other people I shared the news with. And that was it, just to let them know. So yeah, it's good to do that so people know. Her daughter does come in and out sometimes. Yeah, she does. Yes, I would want all of you to know what is going on if I'm ever in a certain situation. Yeah. Hi, Dawn. Good to see you. Welcome in. All right, let's see. Hey, baby girl vibes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ella at the Modern Chat. Thought I had missed this great subject and it's needed. Oh, good to see you, baby girl. Welcome in. I have all my information in a book for my son. Yes, you got to write stuff down. You got to write stuff down so people know what to do. So people are not going to be fighting last minute. Nobody wants to think about debt and all that stuff. One thing, myself and my siblings, when my dad passed, we never fought nobody. The family all wanted a piece of what he had. I just told my brother, when you go to my dad's place, make sure his important documents, you take those. We told him that we don't want nobody, you know, handling his important documents that has his name on it, signature. So take that out of the house. That's what we told him. And my sister was like, if you see something there that you need, that you want to keep to remember him, go ahead, you can do that. I'm telling you, we didn't even know people from distance relatives that we don't know, call coming in trying to take a piece of what this man had. Now, when this man was sick, they went there. But as soon as he passed away, they were there wanting to take this, take that, because for some reason they were related to him. So, write down what you think, who should have what if you want to do that. Write down who, because you don't want the trouble and the fighting within the family, and you're laying on the slab there. You're not even cold yet, and family are fighting over stuff that you have. It's not worth it at all. All right, all right. What was Sherry's last name? I don't want to really say her last name, but she was just known as Sherry. That's how, she came in the chat, was with Sherry. All right, let's see.
You're back.
How, okay, I'm not going
What
to.
I heard you talking about write down things. I'm not gonna fight over anything that is not mine before the person passes away.
Yeah.
If they want me to have it, they can write it down, because the day before they passed away, it wasn't mine.
Yeah.
So what makes me think it's mine after they pass away if they didn't write it down that they wanted me to have it?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to argue and fuss over that.
Over that. And for me, I don't even have time to write nothing down for anybody to say, oh, they want something, write it down. Look, I have a whole lot of junk in the house. So it's like, I don't have a lot of stuff. I only just started collecting silver, coins. That's the only thing I feel I have, that is kind of might be worth something to anybody. I don't really have nothing. I don't keep money at home. I don't keep none of those. So I
I
don't
don't
really
even
have
know what my children are going to do with my collection of whatever you call this.
nothing.
They're just going to say, I want this and this, and let's just box up the rest of it and donate it, because they don't like the same things I like. They don't
Mm.
like it.
I'm trying my best not to fight over my mom's house. Both my parents are deceased. My mom just passed away 3 years ago, but the blessing of it all, she lived to be 96, which is good. You know what? For me, if somebody lived to 70, I celebrate them. And if
Yes,
they live to 75, that's because the Bible said that. God gave us 70. So if you live to 75, that is fine. Now, them passing, is it not going to touch our heart because we love them? Of course it's going to touch our heart because we love them. But at the end of the day, you think about, there's so many things you can think about to say, I want to celebrate them. And
right.
that's another thing with Robin, is we want to celebrate her. We want to remember all her laughter. I'm telling you, when I read the text, I was doing screenshots, sending it to Picky Nikki. I was like, I could just hear her now in this text, that she sent to me. I can hear her, what she's saying. So yeah, all those kind of things, you want to use them as remembrance for you to remember them. So
My
yeah.
grandmother would always say, cry when a baby's born and rejoice when someone passes away. And I never could understand that when I was younger. And I would look at her like, that is the most backwards thing I've ever heard in my life. That doesn't make any sense. But as I got older, I realized, and with my children being born and my grandchildren being born, I did cry. I cried, but it was a happy cry. And now when people pass, I'm not as sad as I was before. You know what I'm saying? I'm sad, but
Yeah.
I know that they're in a better place.
My son and I laughed about when I pass, he will have a dollar sale on my channel.
Now that is funny. That is funny. I never thought about that, Josie, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, have a dollar sale. Everything is a dollar. Let me tell you, when I pass, I don't even know because I'm
You
like,
get a hummingbird, and you get a
I'm like, what are they
hummingbird,
gonna do
and
with
you get a
all this
hummingbird.
crap in here? But the thing is, you know what? It be like I have everything written down, and that's why I write stuff down when people buy stuff, and I have everything packed. And if you buy stuff from me, if it's gonna go in a box, everything is packed in a box. If it's gonna be in a poly bag, everything is packed in a poly bag with your name stick on it. So that if anything ever happens to me and you already paid, like everybody's kind of paid right now, except from some few people I'm
Ella, I
working
don't
for.
think people are going to be worried about if they paid an invoice and they want their stuff if you pass away. I don't think that's going to be the first thing on their mind.
I know, but you know what? I think I
It's
would like
good
for
that
them to
you have
have
it in
the stuff.
order. It's good that you have it in order like that, but I don't really think that's going to be the first thing they're going to be thinking.
I'll be like, look, make sure you send out all this stuff. This is how you go about doing stuff. Make sure
Can you
here's my
imagine?
password to my PayPal. Here's my password to my.
Yeah. Can you imagine someone contacting Peaky Nikki and saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about Ella, but did she pack my box up before she passed? I need it mailed out before Wednesday." I cannot even imagine somebody doing that. I cannot even
Let
imagine.
me tell you, if they even contact Picnic and say that, she probably will say, knowing Ella, she probably did pack your box. She would say,
Yeah,
knowing
I've already
Ella, I know
paid
she
my
probably packed your
invoice.
box. Oh gosh.
I've already paid my invoice. I really need my things. She would want life to go on. She would want me to get my box.
Picnic, she would say that to herself, but she then she's gonna say, she'd probably say to John, really? Did
Yeah,
so and so just ask me if Ella
yeah.
packed my.
Did that really just happen? Am I
We
being
just
punked?
lost Ella, and
Yeah.
someone is asking because they say Ella did say on her live that if I pass away, make sure you ship my shit
Yeah. Am I being punked right now? Is this a joke?
Oh gosh. I find myself watching TV program and they brought up Christmas, and for some strange reason, like before last, I cry like a baby. I have no idea. Always a reason. Hi, Creations by D. I just finished watching some of her old videos. Oh my word, funny. I'm telling you, yes. If you didn't see her in the beginning, go watch some of her videos. You're gonna be laughing. You're gonna be laughing. I mean, sometimes you're just gonna. When I used to tune back then, when I used to tune in, and they're laughing when I get there, it was like, what? I don't even know. I'm trying to find out. Did somebody say something funny in the chat? And I probably wouldn't even get to what it is. But then, their laughter, it just makes you laugh as well. So
Right.
yeah, that was
Agreed.
Robin. That was Robin. That is so true. My father was a minister, and he said, "Baby girl, as long as you live, I will never die." I didn't understand it until he closed his eye for good. Yeah. Does anyone know if they've found a next of kin of Robin? I haven't heard anything. Well, yesterday I was on T's it's an auction for you. I think she changed her name, channel name right now. She did mention that she provided information to help find Robin's next of kin. So right now, like if you were on Picnicky's channel yesterday, um Shadow Woman did mention something about it, and they're gonna try and see if they can provide more information this Friday. All right. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Texas, well, welcome in. All I can say is you best leave your monkeys to picnic. Uh, I'm like, I've already had my monkeys laid out who they're gonna go to. Texas, Val, you're gonna inherit all the monkeys.
You got some monkeys coming your way if something happens. I put in your chat yesterday, we need to start buying some bananas for all these monkeys.
Yeah, I'm sure it wouldn't be the first thing on my mind. I'll be kicking everyone, but if they even think about asking that, I know. Oh Lord, how much that was so funny. I know. Yeah, yeah. T said yesterday she gave the sister's name. So all that's been Rhonda had all that information that she was able to get that people have been sending to her, and she was able to pass that information on. And they're gonna take it from there. And also we're gonna know more on Friday on Robin's channel. She has two channel because she shared and Real Creative Studio. They're gonna go live. I don't know the time yet. So they're gonna put the thumbnail out. Once that's out, everybody, according to them, will have a time to get on and come on live and talk about Robin. I don't know if I will be there watching, but I think so many people are gonna be in the back room trying to get on to talk. So that is why this last week and this week I'm doing my best, and that's why I wanted to talk about this, to do my best, to do my own and talk about her the way I know her. Everybody's different, and like I said, everybody's gonna grieve differently. you know um I had the opportunity for her to come on my show because she asked that she would like to come and sell with me. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to make it because something always came up and she had to be on the road or she had to be somewhere else, so she couldn't make it. And she would text me, "Oh, Ella, I'm so sorry I couldn't make it. And yeah, it was funny. And let me see if I can find this, see if I still have it here. You know, this one was from 2022. I say, "Hi, Robin. Thanks for always finding time to come to my live." You know, I've always said, what I do my live, and I just do me. But when you're doing you, you don't know how you affect other people. So this is what she said. And I said, "Oh, hi, Robin. Thank you for always finding time to come to my live. So I'm ready for my close up," because she was sending me stuff to do stuff for me. And she said, "To be honest, I go because it guarantees smile on my face every time. So thank you." So that's what she said. And then I've been in her live where she has talked about, what, sometimes when I feel down, I need a smile, I like to go to Ella's channel. Bye, Dawn. She always say that. She said, "I like to go to Ella's channel because when I go there, I'm not gonna have a laugh." So she, not only when you go to her channel or anybody's channel she's on, she will make you laugh. But for her to say that, coming on my channel makes her laugh, oh my goodness, that really touched my heart. And that is her message there. She said, "To be honest, I go because it guarantees a smile on my face every time. So that one was like, yeah, that was really nice. And as another one, we were talking about this. I said, "Okay, I was thinking about you making me a new logo without face." She said, "What's wrong with your face, Ella?" And I couldn't imagine her saying it, and I cracked up laughing. I said to her, I want to stop making products and I don't know if I should have my face on them." She said, "Oh, okay." And then I said, what I wanted to say, wow. I said, "I'm typing really bad." She said, "I speak Elanese." She said, "I speak Elanese." And I started with the laughing emoji. And then at the bottom, I think I didn't clip this well. I was sending it to Pikiniki, and I said, I don't know why I get so excited, when I'm trying to talk to you, because that's how she made me feel, So this was the message I said to her. I was like, okay, I was thinking about making a logo. And she wrote me back. She said, what's wrong with your face, Ella? And I laughed. And then I had to explain it to her, and she said, "Oh, okay." And then I said, "Oh my goodness, I'm typing really bad." She said, "I speak Elanese." And then I wrote back. I said, "I get excited when I start talking to her," and that's how she made me feel. I get nervous and excited, when I'm talking to her. But that's just some of our conversation I wanted to share. She was always she made me laugh. So I was going through it yesterday, and I was screenshot that, send it to Pikiniki. I was like, you know what, I read this and I just feel the love and the joy that she has not only brought to my life but to everybody else's as well. So anyway, guys, I don't think it's me, Angie, will be able to make it on. Please pray, because it's having really bad weather where she is. Um, I think Tracy Cake is live, so please go over there, and if you can say raid from Savior First, please go over there and say raid from Savior First. I want to say thank you guys for being here. Myself and it's me, Angie. We appreciate you guys. We thank you so much for sharing, with us what you've gone through with grief and how you are able to handle it. We thank you so much. Also, want to say, don't forget this Friday on because she should and Real Credit Studio. Don't forget to go over there. Keep lighting the candle by hitting the thumbs up. And that is the way we light the candle, to honor her, to just show that we still love her and she's in our hearts. We hit the thumbs up, and that is like lighting the candle for her. She'll be really, really, really missed, because she was just a wonderful woman. And, yeah, we love her. And I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much, guys. Until next time, peace. Bye, guys. Don't forget to say I love you to people, guys. Make sure you say that. All right. Bye, guys.